Have you ever looked in the mirror and asked yourself, why do I feel so drained when all I do is try to be good to people? Have you ever sat alone after doing everything right, after being polite, agreeable, helpful, and wondered, why do I still feel invisible? This video is for you, the woman who's been labeled the nice girl her entire life. You know who she is. She's the one who always says yes, even when her body screams no. She's the one who avoids conflict like the plague because she was taught that keeping the peace is more important than being at peace. She's the one who bends until she breaks, smiles through pain, and sacrifices her own needs in the name of being liked, accepted, or loved. She's been told that her greatest strength is her niceness, that being quiet, soft, and unproblematic will make her lovable, that if she just keeps giving her time, her energy, her forgiveness, eventually the world will reward her. But what if I told you that being the nice girl isn't a blessing, it's a trap? Yes, a trap. A trap that teaches you to stay small, to stay silent, to suppress your truth for the comfort of others. A trap that conditions you to value approval over authenticity and peacekeeping over power. And while everyone around you is benefiting from your niceness, your time, your labor, your silence, you're the one left carrying the cost. You see, being too nice isn't harmless. It's not just a sweet personality trait. It's a survival tactic, born from years of social conditioning that told you your worth is tied to how much you can give, how little space you take up, and how agreeable you can be. But here's the truth no one told you. You were not born to be the nice girl. You were born to be real. You were born to be powerful. You were born to be whole. And real women, powerful women, don't sacrifice themselves to make others comfortable. They don't betray their own boundaries to earn love. They don't silence themselves for the sake of appearances. This is your wake-up call. This is the moment you stop trying to be the woman the world told you to be and start becoming the woman you were always meant to be. So if you're tired of being walked on, if you're tired of always giving and never receiving, if you're tired of living a life that doesn't reflect your truth, then stay with me, because we're about to tear down the nice girl myth once and for all. We're going to expose the cost of being too nice, why people take advantage of it, and how to finally reclaim your voice and set unapologetic boundaries. This is your time, your power, your truth, the lie of being the nice girl. From the time you were a little girl, the world told you how to behave. Be polite. Don't speak too loudly. Smile more. Don't make a scene. And most importantly, be nice. You were taught that being nice was your golden ticket to a good life. That if you just stayed quiet, agreeable, and pleasant enough, people would like you. They'd respect you. They'd love you. But here's the hard truth they never told you. Being the nice girl is a lie. It's not a pathway to respect. It's a setup for self-betrayal. Because what they really meant was, be easy to control, be easy to ignore, be easy to use. You learn to prioritize everyone else's feelings above your own. You learn to smile through disrespect, to say yes when everything inside you was screaming no, to shrink yourself so others wouldn't feel threatened by your power. You learned that your worth was tied to how likable you could be. And you know what that gets you? Overlooked, walked on, burnt out, forgotten. People don't cherish the nice girl. They exploit her. She's the one who bends over backward for others and gets nothing in return. She's the one who stays quiet to avoid conflict and ends up drowning in resentment. She's the one who gives everything she has, her time, her energy, her peace, and gets left empty. Nice girls don't finish last because they are weak. They finish last because they've been conditioned to sacrifice themselves for approval. But here's the truth you need to hear today. You were not born to be nice. You were born to be real. You were born to be powerful. You were born to be a force. And being a force sometimes means upsetting people. It means setting boundaries. It means saying no without guilt. It means speaking your mind even when your voice shakes. It means walking away from places and people who benefit from your silence. You don't have to be liked by everyone to live a good life. In fact, the moment you stop chasing approval and start embracing your truth, you'll realize something powerful. You never needed permission to be yourself. So stop being the nice girl. Stop playing small to make others comfortable. Stop silencing your truth for the sake of peace. You don't owe anyone your silence. You don't owe anyone your smile. You don't owe anyone your compliance. What you owe is this, to yourself. To live boldly, to speak truthfully, to stand firmly, and to show up in the world not as the nice girl they wanted you to be, but as the powerful, authentic woman you were always meant to be. The cost of being too nice. Let's talk about what it really costs to be the nice girl. Because it's not just about missed opportunities or wasted time, it's about your identity. It's about your peace. It's about your power. When you're too nice, you don't just lose out on promotions or respect, you lose yourself. You start to second guess your gut. You ignore the red flags. You make excuses for people who hurt you. Why? Because you don't want to seem rude. You don't want to hurt their feelings. You don't want to rock the boat. But while you're busy protecting everyone else's comfort, who's protecting yours? Every time you say yes when you mean no, you're saying no to yourself. Every time you stay quiet when you should speak up, you're silencing your own voice. Every time you allow someone to treat you poorly without consequence, you're teaching them that you'll accept it. And what does that do to your spirit? It breaks you down, piece by piece, smile by fake smile, apology by unnecessary apology. You become a version of yourself that you barely recognize. Someone who lives in fear of being seen as too much, too difficult, or not nice enough. But let me tell you something. There is a massive difference between being kind and being a doormat. Kindness is rooted in strength. It's the ability to show compassion and empathy without compromising your boundaries. But being too nice often comes from fear. Fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of not being enough. And that fear will keep you stuck. Stuck in relationships where you're undervalued. Stuck in jobs where your potential is ignored. Stuck in a life that doesn't reflect who you truly are. People might like the nice girl, but they respect the woman who respects herself. Respect doesn't come from being agreeable. It comes from being authentic. From knowing your worth and refusing to let anyone discount it. From showing up as yourself even when it makes others uncomfortable. Yes, some people will call you selfish. They'll say you've changed. They'll try to guilt you back into your old patterns. Let them talk. Let them misunderstand you. Let them walk away. Because the right people, the ones who truly value you, won't need you to shrink to love you. They'll celebrate your boundaries. They'll admire your honesty. They'll respect your power. So ask yourself this. Are you living for approval or alignment? Are you prioritizing peace on the outside while chaos brews inside? You weren't born to betray yourself for the comfort of others. But you weren't born to be everyone's safety net while drowning in your own exhaustion. You were born to rise, to lead, to shine, not to please. So stop being the nice girl and start being the real you. The one who no longer settles, no longer stays silent, and no longer says yes to what doesn't serve her. Why people take advantage of the nice girl? Let's be honest, people can smell the nice girl a mile away. They recognize her because she's always the one who bends, who forgives too quickly, who gives too much without asking for anything in return. And sadly, not everyone has the heart to treat her right. The truth is, the world doesn't reward over-sacrificing. It rewards confidence. It rewards strength. It rewards people who know how to say no. That doesn't work for me. When you're always available, always agreeable, always accommodating, you become predictable. And in many people's eyes, that means you're expendable. Why? Because people are conditioned to test boundaries. They push to see how far they can go. They take what you give. And if you keep giving, They assume you're okay with being drained. And when you don't speak up, when you tolerate disrespect, you don't just allow it, you encourage it. Think about it. If someone constantly cancels plans with you and you never say a word, why would they change? If someone constantly asks you for favors and you always say yes, even when you're exhausted, why would they stop? If someone speaks to you in a way that hurts you and you pretend it's fine, how will they ever learn your boundaries? They won't, because what you allow is what you teach. And the nice girl? She teaches people that her feelings are secondary, that her time is flexible, that her heart is free for the taking, even if they have no intention of cherishing it. Let's be clear. Being a good person does not mean being a pushover. It does not mean staying silent when you're uncomfortable. It does not mean saying yes just because you're afraid of what will happen if you say no. People take advantage of the nice girl because she often values being liked more than being respected. But here's the shift. Respect must come before approval. Not everyone is meant to like you, and that's okay. Your goal is not to make everyone happy, it's to protect your energy and live in alignment with your truth. People will adjust to the boundaries you enforce. And if they don't, they'll remove themselves. And that's not a loss, that's clarity. The minute you start saying what you mean, enforcing your standards, and refusing to tolerate poor treatment, you'll watch the wrong people fall away and the right people step forward. You are not here to be used. You are not here to carry everyone else's burdens while yours go unnoticed. You are not here to be chosen last while pretending you're okay with it. You are here to walk boldly in your worth. So let them call you too much. Let them say you've changed. Because you have. And that's a good thing. The girl who used to say yes to everything is gone. The woman who says yes to herself is finally here, reclaiming your voice and setting boundaries. There comes a moment in every woman's life when she gets tired of shrinking, tired of being the quiet one, tired of being walked over, overlooked, and taken for granted. That moment is powerful because that's when she starts reclaiming her voice. Let's be real, the nice girl rarely speaks up. She keeps her thoughts inside, afraid of being called difficult or dramatic. She waters herself down to make others comfortable. But what happens when you constantly silence yourself? You become invisible. Your needs are ignored because you don't express them. Your boundaries are violated because you don't enforce them. Your identity? It fades into the background of everyone else's story. It's time to wake up and take up space. Your voice matters. Your opinions matter. Your boundaries matter. Setting boundaries doesn't make you rude, it makes you respected. Saying no doesn't make you cold, it makes you clear. Speaking up for yourself doesn't make you confrontational, it makes you confident. You are allowed to disappoint people in order to honor yourself. Yes, read that again. You are allowed to disappoint people. You are allowed to say, I can't help you right now. You are allowed to say, that doesn't feel right to me. You are allowed to walk away from situations that drain you. Stop apologizing for having standards. Stop explaining your boundaries to people who only want to cross them. If someone gets angry because you said no, it's a clear sign they only respected your yes. And if they only liked you when you were easy to manipulate, their love was never real. It was control in disguise. Reclaiming your voice is not about being cruel or cold. It's about being whole. It's about knowing your worth so deeply that you don't need external validation to confirm it. It's about refusing to be the emotional caretaker for people who never show up for you. It's about choosing your peace over people pleasing. Remember this, is you teach the world how to treat you by what you accept, what you allow, and what you reinforce. You can't expect others to respect your boundaries if you don't respect them yourself. So start saying what you mean. Start protecting your time. Start choosing yourself without guilt. You don't owe anyone access to your energy just because you used to say yes. You're allowed to evolve. You're allowed to outgrow the version of yourself that used to settle for less. The woman who reclaims her voice becomes unstoppable. Because once you remember your power, once you realize you never needed to earn love by being small, there's no going back. So speak up, stand tall, and let the world meet the real you, the one who isn't afraid to be bold, to be firm, and to be free, becoming the empowered woman you were meant to be. You've spent so much of your life trying to be the nice girl, the one who's always agreeable, the one who never makes waves, the one who stays quiet to keep the peace, even when there's a storm inside her. But here's the truth. Being the nice girl doesn't get you peace. It gets you resentment. It gets you exhaustion. And worst of all, it gets you stuck in a life that doesn't reflect your worth. So now it's time to evolve. It's time to step into a new version of yourself. Not the girl who needs to be liked, but the woman who commands respect. An empowered woman doesn't wait for permission to be bold. She walks with confidence because she knows who she is. She doesn't seek validation from others because she validates herself. She isn't afraid to say no, to walk away, or to demand more because she knows her value is not up for negotiation. This isn't about becoming harsh. It's about becoming whole. Because for too long you've been handing out kindness like candy, hoping people would love you for it. But love isn't earned through sacrifice, it's recognized through self-respect. You don't have to be cruel to be strong. You just have to be clear. Clear about what you want. Clear about what you deserve. Clear about what you will no longer tolerate. When you stop being the nice girl, you start living with intention. You surround yourself with people who see your heart but don't try to take advantage of it. You chase goals that excite you, not ones that impress others. You stop shrinking and you start shining. And let's be honest, it won't be easy. There will be people who say you've changed. Good, you're supposed to. Growth requires change. Empowerment requires evolution. You were never meant to be everyone's doormat. You were meant to be a force. To lead, to love yourself so fiercely that others learn to do the same. No more saying yes when your soul screams no. No more giving chances to people who show you over and over they don't deserve them. No more prioritizing everyone else while you sit in silence hoping someone will finally choose you. Choose yourself now. Because when you stop being the nice girl, you start being the real woman. The one who is kind but not a pushover. The one who is loving but not desperate. The one who is giving but no longer self-sacrificing. A woman, she doesn't chase. She doesn't beg. She builds. She doesn't fear being alone. She thrives in her own company. And that woman is you. But someday, not when others approve. But right now, when you finally decide to stop being the nice girl and start being unstoppable. You are not here to live a life of quiet sacrifice, biting your tongue, forcing smiles, and shrinking your truth to make others more comfortable. You are not here to water yourself down, to play small, or to carry the weight of everyone else's comfort while neglecting your own. That's not purpose. That's a The nice girl was never the goal. She was a role you were taught to play, a costume you wore to survive, to fit in, to feel loved. But she is not who you truly are. Who you are is powerful. Who you are is worthy. Who you are is a woman with a voice, with a fire, with a soul. Too radiant to be boxed in by politeness and approval seeking. It's time to let go of the idea that being agreeable is the same as being valuable. It's not. Your value doesn't come from being liked. It comes from being real. From showing up as your full self, bold, boundaried, and beautifully imperfect. Because real strength is not found in how much you can tolerate, it's found in how fearlessly you can protect your peace. It's in how courageously you say no to what drains you and yes to what nourishes you. It's in your ability to walk away from people who only love the version of you that serves them. You don't owe anyone your silence. You don't owe anyone endless patience or permission to cross your boundaries. What you owe to yourself is loyalty to your truth, loyalty to your needs, loyalty to your worth. This journey is not about becoming hardened or cold. It's about becoming clear. Clear about who you are. Clear about what you deserve. Clear about the kind of love, respect, and life you are no longer willing to settle for. Yes, it will be uncomfortable at first. Saying no, setting boundaries, being misunderstood. But discomfort is the price of growth, and on the other side of that discomfort, peace, power, freedom. You were not born to blend in. You were born to stand out. You were not born to be used. You were born to be respected. You were not born to keep the peace. You were born to live in peace. So let the nice girl go. Mourn her if you need to. Thank her for trying to keep you safe. But it's time to rise as the woman who knows her worth and refuses to hide it any longer. Because the world doesn't need more nice girls. It needs more real women. Women who speak their truth, who guard their energy, who love boldly, but never abandon themselves in the process. So take up space. Say what you mean. Protect your peace. Set your standards. Reclaim your voice. And never again apologize for being too much, because that too much is exactly what the world needs. You don't need permission, you are the permission. Be real, be bold, be free. The nice girl chapter is over. This is your rebirth. Are you ready to live it?